Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. The Gears of Ages progression event as well as some loot boxes where we apparently will be able to craft a hamster just went live. As always, you will find timestamps to jump to the part that interests you the most, and we're gonna get started with the progression event. We get the usual points for playing games and get them to a higher level. We also get the 7k points for the crafting offer again, which is really cool. Thank you so much for sharing the list again, Piero. Let's get over the points here really quickly, guys. I think the most reasonable thing to do as a free-to-play player or someone who's only intending to play games is go to level 8 down here. You will receive 100 experience for the season pass, so this is very good, guys. And anything below this, starting level 9, is pretty much unreachable if you are intending only to play games. And here on the top you get also some season tokens that's relatively easy to achieve just by doing the daily stuff basically and playing some games. We get some speed up items for the expedition, 0.5 roller token and some of the miners. So all of this stuff is basically free if you are just playing games. And anything below here you would need to invest some roller token already and get like those points from the crafting offer, for example, to actually be able to get here. Here down on level 9 you get the Terra Barra with 5% bonus power. This is pretty good. We have a Fury rack but only with 6 cells. This is definitely not too great. I only recommend using those ones with 8 slots to get more miners on them basically. And on level 14 you get the real sugar already merged here on tier 5. This is a 1 cell miner and this one is actually pretty good with 1.2p and 3% bonus power. Then you have 1.2k season tokens, also pretty huge. Pretty crazy miners down here, guys. 8%, 5%. This one even also comes on tier 5. This one comes on tier 5. This is completely insane. You get this one 2 times and then you could make the Ferris Wheel Master in the future a tier 6 version. I just think that the merch at the moment is a little bit expensive, so you would probably need to wait until the cost of this gets lowered a tiny bit. Here we have another 200 experience and 400 experience for the season pass. So in total you get 3.5 levels from this progression event just like that. That's completely crazy. We have another real sugar here down on level 5, so now you will have 2 of them and can make this one also a tier 6 version in the future if you wanted to. The Katarine miner just like that is also pretty crazy, 8% bonus power. And this one is the same bonus power that the main reward has, the Endless Profit, starting here on level 25 with 11 million points. The Endless Profit is the new miner they released today, and while it doesn't look like a main reward because it has like the same bonus power than this one up here, the actual merge of this is pretty good. You get it 4 times, so you could potentially make this a tier 3 version. And to make this tier 3 you would of course need to make the tier 2 version 2 times before that. And this one is super cheap to merge, and as you can see here, interesting enough, it has only 2% growth in bonus power, so this looks really bad, but for the price I think it is very fair. And then it gets crazy because the next jump is actually 7% bonus power here to level 3, and it will at that point already have 100p in base power, and this is a very cheap merge for such a big mining power here in my opinion. So if you have the chance and you could potentially get all of the rewards here, then you can easily merge this and now have a very high tier miner inside of your room that you probably don't need to exchange anytime soon. Another thing ongoing is the package sale here, and we can again choose one of the currencies. This is very good. Also we can purchase it with roller token, and the first package is the Attila core with 67 roller token, and if you purchase them with any of the cryptocurrencies it costs you an equivalent of $37, so it is a lot less expensive if you are not actually spending roller token. This is crazy that there's such a huge discount again with the cryptocurrencies. If this miner is really worth $37 is a little questionable for those stats in my opinion, and the same of course applies to the Pentanoid. This one has only 0.5% bonus power and I don't think anyone should purchase this one. And the next one is the Extra Power, and this one is a little bit more expensive, but also it has 18p and 5% bonus power, so this is completely insane stats actually for a miner. And this one costs you either 107 roller token or an equivalent of $60 worth of currency that you can mine throughout the game here. And another crazy thing about these sales is that you can purchase all of them 32 times, so if you have a lot of cryptocurrency lying around, then you potentially could also merge those miners here. But of course you would need to think about this because $60 for a miner like this is actually pretty expensive, and I think that you should just skip on this sale and wait out onto the next one. Another thing ongoing is the crafting offer, and this time we can craft the Belle de Duo, what? the Ballet Deer Duo, and then also the Gravity and the Blockchain Breaker. All of them already merged on tier 2, so this is pretty good, guys. All of the things you can craft here have a reasonable price for the stats that they give. Also, they have a fairly good bonus power for the price that they cost. This kind of craft is really good also because now here you would need to spend like 2 Rollertoken to make this, plus the part fees. And as mentioned at the beginning, you get like 7k points for the progression event by just clicking the crafting button. So if you wanted this miner here, not only you would receive this one, but also some points for the other event. So that is a double win basically. Of course, it's not a lot of points, but if you are crafting this one, for example, you would need to play a lot less games to reach the experience for the battle pass. So that is very good. I just wouldn't recommend crafting more than one of the copies of each of them because the merges, in my opinion, are a little bit too expensive for what they will give. Another thing ongoing is the Lootbox Festival day number 2, and in this chest you can get a lot of different things, including one of the new miners out of 4. And yesterday there was a chest like this, and in the next 2 days there will be a chest like this one as well. And there is in total 4 of those miners that we can get from the loot boxes. And supposedly if we are getting at least 2 different miners from those 4 different loot boxes, we can craft a hamster in the next day. So this is completely crazy. I don't know what to think about this. And if we get 4 of the different miners, we can craft a better hamster. That's what they said in the Discord. So pretty interesting. I just think that it's a little bit crazy that you need like 4 different miners to create the better hamster, whichever that one will be at the end, because after all this is gambling and you basically need to have luck to get the golden mirage, which is the new miner, and then you would need to have luck 4 times in those different boxes. Basically you are opening them yesterday. Let's say you open 10 boxes for an average of like $1.7 or something. If you were unlucky, then you didn't get the miner from yesterday, and then today maybe it happens the same thing, you don't get this miner, and then the next 2 days maybe you get those 2 miners that will be the new ones. Then you can craft only the lower cost hamster, and maybe you will receive a hamster that has really low stats and dies all the time. So it's rather questionable if it's actually worth the investment and to try to gamble this, or if you should just wait on an actual hamster sale to basically just not gamble and just buy it whenever we have a hamster sale. One good thing about those chests though, they are really inexpensive in my opinion. The other one yesterday was like $1.7. You can get a lot of really good miners for burning fuel. I opened like 5 of these boxes here from mining, and I got a lot of miners that I just basically throw into the oven for the burning event. And this is in my opinion the thing that you should aim for with this kind of boxes, because if you don't get the golden mirage in this example here, you're gonna be disappointed, but at least you will have a lot of mining power now that you either place in your room or you just throw it back into the oven to burn it. At the same time, you're opening those loot boxes on day 2 today, then day 3 tomorrow, and on day 4 you're gonna participate in race tournaments. This is going to be here available for each of those loot boxes on the different ones, and every single time you open one of the loot boxes you receive 1000 points. Of course, a lot of really high accounts will like open a lot of those boxes here, but the first reward is completely crazy, guys. You get 19p in power if you would manage to get to rank number 1, and 5k season tokens. I think this is absolutely insane. Yesterday's race tournament was not this crazy. You got like 1k season tokens and like a miner with 10p or something like that. So seeing the increase of actual rewards inside of this whale race is completely crazy, because this will ultimately mean that a lot of people will throw more money out of their mining power inside of those boxes. Then maybe they're gonna resell a lot of stuff that is sellable out of those ones, so the prices in the marketplace are going to stay stable, or maybe they drop again. So you could keep an eye out on the actual miners that are inside of here, go to the marketplace, see if you can actually purchase them, and maybe you can snipe something for a little bit less money, and then hopefully you can win something out of the boxes, even though you will not be able to participate into the actual race or the boxes here. As always, thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a nice weekend. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below, and I see you in the next one. Bye!